Hello hook loopers, welcome to my crochet channel. I'm Sarah. Last week I've showed you how to make a mitered square in Tunisian crochet, and I had anticipated there was another way for doing it. So today I'm showing you this second method for making a mitered square in Tunisian crochet. So let's see if we obtain the same result. Also for this second method, you need to chain an odd number of stitches. So here I have started my second mitered square, and I've chained the same number of stitches I used for my first square, so 23. So the main difference between the two methods is that while with the first method the typical square form is obtained by decreasing right in the middle of my chain in the forward pass, in the second method everything happens in the return pass. So here I have started from a chain, let's say a standard foundation forward pass. So I've pulled up 23 loops on the hook, and I have already placed my stitch marker right in the middle stitch. So since I have 23 stitches, I've placed it on the 12th stitch. So now I will start with my return pass, my special return pass. So it actually starts in the usual way. So we just yarn over and pull through one loop only first, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops together, yarn over and pull through 2 loops together, yarn over and pull through 2 loops together, and we will repeat this standard movement until we reach our marker, our stitch marker. That is to say, until we reach the middle point. Here we are. So this is our middle point, this is our stitch marker. Once again, we will consider not only the middle stitch, but also the ones right before it and right behind it, right after it. So I will consider these 3 stitches, and now I will also take into consideration this stitch here, this loop that's already on the hook, and I will yarn over and pull through these 4 loops together. So yarn over and pull through these 4 loops together. Okay, now I will resume my standard movement for the return pass. So I yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2 until the end of the row, and until I'm left, as usual, with just 1 loop on the hook. So this is our special foundation row, which counts as row number 1. Now in row number 2, I will show you how to make the forward pass. So once again, in the forward pass, I will draw up less stitches than what I have initially chained. Specifically, once again, I will pull up 2 stitches less than what I have initially chained. So since I've chained 23, I should pull up now 21 stitches in the forward pass. So let's see. First loop on the hook already counts as stitch number 1. Then I will start working in Tunisian simple stitch and pull up loops from the vertical bars across. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, until I reach my middle point where I have my stitch marker. So 10. Now I have my 3 together decrease obtained in the return pass. So what I do, I will pull up one single loop from there. That is to say, I'm going to insert the hook in the back bar that was created in the return pass with this decrease, which is this one here. Yarn over and pull through one loop, and then I will resume my standard forward pass in Tunisian simple stitch. Okay, so that was 11, that's 12, 19, 20 and 21. The 21st stitch is a border stitch, which is done as usual as a neat closing stitch. That is to say, I insert the hook both under the front vertical bar of that stitch and the back vertical bar, like this. Yarn over, pull through, and drop a loop. Now, I advise for practice to move up our stitch marker. We will move it to the corresponding middle stitch right above. There, because now in the return pass we will do just what we have done in previous row. That is to say, we start with a standard return pass by yarning over and pulling through one loop only first, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops together, repeating this until we reach our group of 3 middle stitches. Okay, which is right here. So I have my 3 middle stitches plus the one that's already on the hook. So now I do a special return movement by yarning over and pulling through those 4 loops together, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and that's my decrease. And now I resume my standard return pass by yarning over and pulling through 2 loops together only, and repeating this until the end of the return pass, until I've cast off all of my stitches. And that was row number 2. Here you can already see the typical V form, the ridge that's already forming our corner of our square. Okay, just like for the first method. I will show you one row more just to be sure. So I had 21 stitches in my second row. Now I will pull up 19. So 1, 2, 9. Okay, I've reached my decrease point, my group of 3. Now I need to pull up a loop from the back bar of that group of 3 stitches, which is pretty visible since it's a little bit bigger than for other stitches because I have 3 together. So very simply pull up a loop from there and proceed. So that was 10. And 19 is a neat closing stitch, a border stitch. Once again, if you need to, move the stitch marker up to the corresponding middle stitch here and proceed with a special return pass yarn over and pull through 1, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and so on until we reach our middle point. Not yet. So here I have my 3 middle stitches plus the one that's already on the hook. Let's make a yarn over and pull through 4, and then resume our standard movement. And that was row number 3. So now I will keep on working off camera and work until the end, or more or less the end, and then I will see you back then, and we will compare the 2 mitered squares obtained with the 2 different methods and see if they are the same. So see you in a minute. Okay, so here I'm almost at the end of my square, and at this point I have drawn up 5 loops on the hook in the forward pass. So I'll do a return pass as usual by yarning over and pulling through 1 loop only first. Okay, so as you see, I've not moved up my stitch marker anymore, but I can already see that this is already my middle point with my 3 loops here, the middle ones, plus the 1 loop on the hook obtained right now with my yarn over and pull through 1. Okay, so now I will immediately yarn over and pull through 4 loops together. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through those 2 together. This is not finished, so I have 1 loop on the hook that counts as stitch number 1. Then I will drop a loop from the back bar of my 3 together decrease just obtained, and my 3rd loop is the neat closing stitch here. 3 loops on the hook, just like for the other mitered square. I will yarn over and pull through those 3 together, and that's my mitered square. Okay, so I think the result is pretty similar to the other one. I see no differences. Here you are. Okay, so I guess you can decide for yourself which of the 2 methods you prefer. I think this is very personal. For me, I don't know which one I prefer. Probably it is for me easier optically, the first method, because it is for me a little bit more difficult to recognize in the return pass where the middle stitch, the middle group of 3 stitches, is without moving up the stitch marker, which is something I don't like to do. But okay, it takes a little bit of practice. I guess more or less both methods are the same. Another thing I wanted to say, you can see that for both squares I have some difficulty in creating a perfect square. Okay, so this needs blocking again, just like the first mitered square needed to, so there is no difference in this. I'm not sure why this happens. It has probably something to do with the tension I'm using for creating the initial chain and then working row after row. Or maybe this is just typical of the Tunisian mitered square, that they are not really perfectly square. I don't know, I'm not sure. I will make tests and try and see what I come up with, and then I will tell you. Anyway, this is a lovely, lovely form. I hope you liked this video as well. So thank you for watching as always, and see you next time. Bye bye.